What up, y'all? Welcome back to I'm Just Saying Sports. Today, I want to talk about a topic. You guys know what it is. You've seen the title, but before I get into it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell your people to holler at me because I'm out here. All right, so as you've seen, I want to talk about this Kimberley Martin versus Cam Newton versus Ryan Clark situation. So if you don't know, you should by now. Kimberley Martin had a response to Cam Newton's game manager comments. And Ryan Clark responded to Kimberley Martin. So Cam Newton, on his podcast show, said Brock Purdy, Tua, Dak Prescott, and I forgot there was a fourth quarterback that he named, that they were all game managers, not difference makers. Kimberley Martin then responds to Cam Newton saying that basically Cam Newton is just jealous because nobody wants to pick him up and he's still trying to get into the league. Well, Ryan Clark had something to say about that on his Pivot podcast, and he kind of took a little slight shot at Kimberley Martin because she was trying to downplay and discredit Cam Newton. And Ryan Clark was just saying, hey man, let's not forget Cam Newton knows what he's talking about because he's been there. He's done it at the highest level possible in college and in the NFL. You know, so when he talks, even if you don't agree, you gotta give him some respect. You gotta put some respect on that man's name. Now, again, this happened, maybe days ago, but I don't watch ESPN. So like I watch clips on YouTube, but I don't watch the actual channel, so I don't know what's going on over there. But I thought it was odd, and I found it curious that Ryan Clark would come to his defense at such a high level, because he is colleagues with Kimberley Martin. Now I don't know if he has any issues or he was just having a bad day, or excuse me, if he just felt like that, and just felt like people are pouring on Cam Newton and forgetting what he was as a quarterback in the NFL. Now, here's my take. My take on it is I agree with the premise of what Kimberley Martin was saying. Now, I'm not a cheerleader for Kimberley Martin, none of that. Actually, I call it a great value Josina Anderson. Because when they got rid of Josina Anderson, they brought her in, and she has not lived up to the hype. That's just my personal opinion, but salute to Kimberley Martin for doing her thing. I agree with her, the premise of what she was saying, because I felt like when Cam Newton was saying that, I'm not sure what place it was coming from. Now, if he was graceful in his not being in the league, being retired, and being done with that phase of his life, I would give it more credit. But when you come out and say MVP candidate, two MVP candidates, honestly, but one for sure in Dak Prescott, when you call him a game manager, and nobody's having that conversation except you sound like you hating, especially because you are trying to get back into the league. So that's where I agree with her premise. Now, how she delivered it, there were some question marks there. I understand that part. But let's not discredit Cam Newton for what he's done. Nobody is trying to do that, Ryan Clark. And this goes straight to Ryan Clark. There's no disrespect, no malice, no malicious intent in what I'm saying. I can't speak for Kimberley Martin, but I understand how great Cam Newton was. I understand I could never do what Cam Newton did. I was not athletically gifted. I was not blessed to have those abilities, the size, the strength, none of that. So I respect everything you guys have done. But the problem is, Ryan Clark, when you retired, at some point you accepted that, all right, I'm done. When Marcus Spears retired, at some point he accepted, at some point, all right, I'm done. When Dan Orlovsky, anybody at the ESPN studio, or anybody you on the Pivot podcast with, at some point before they retired, they said, all right, I'm done. Cam Newton hasn't got to that place yet. So that's why it looks like he's hating. I'm not saying that he is, but to call out Dak Prescott, I can understand Brock Purdy, Tua, I get it. Because that's been the conversation because they haven't proven anything. But Dak Prescott has been balling. He's been balling. And so for him to be thrown in that category with those guys, I thought it was a little odd. That's where I thought he was hating. Not to say that he is, but it just sound like it come off like that. You know what I'm saying? So with all due respect to all of you guys who's played football, I'm just somebody, I'm not in my basement, I'm in my office. But hey man, I'm just a guy talking on YouTube, man. Just giving my opinion. And I'm thinking that's what Kimberley Martin was trying to do, but obviously being on ESPN, she got to give a little bit of personality with it too. She got to gas it up a little bit. She might have went a little too far, but that's all I think she was doing. So I don't know if all the hatred that's coming her way is warranted, and I'm not blaming it on Ryan Clark because a lot of people said the same thing that Ryan Clark said. But I don't know. I can't speak for her, but I don't know if that was her goal and that was her agenda. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was Kimberley Martin wrong? Was Ryan Clark wrong for responding? Was Cam wrong in his assessment of game managers? Let me know, man. Hit me up in the comments. Again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your people, man, because I'm out here. Peace.